Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of the Batfeed, which is going to be your source for all things Batman, whether that be lore, upcoming news on movies or TV shows, and so on and so forth. For this episode today, we're going to be talking about the Wayne family. So we all pretty much know who Batman is, and we all know who Bruce Wayne is, but a lot of people don't know where the Wayne fortune came from, and really the history of the Wayne family. So we're going to take a look, kind of an overview of all of Bruce Wayne's relatives, descendants, and all of the notable members of the Wayne family. The first mention of anyone related to the Wayne family lies with a guy called Harold, who served the Lord of Waynemoor Castle around the time of the Crusades. He didn't have any descendants. He died childless and alone, and his brother Lauren took over for him. Much later on, their descendant Bruce Wayne discovers that Lauren actually killed his brother Harold. The next member of the Wayne family is Lancelot Wayne, who lived in medieval times, and we don't really know too much about him other than that he attempted a really risky stunt. He built wings out of materials that he had access to after being inspired by bats that he saw flying around. And he took these wings and he went up on a cliff and actually glided down and landed safely in the water. It was very risky, but I guess he proved his point. Much later, during the colonial days of Gotham City, there was a member of the Wayne family named Nathaniel Wayne who was a witchfinder. He was on the scent of a coven or something, and this was actually during one of Bruce Wayne's many time-traveling escapades. Bruce actually traveled to that time and cooperated with Nathaniel to try and track down a witch. And much after Bruce moved on from that time period to wherever time period he went to next, it's a complicated video for another time, his ancestor Nathaniel found this witch that they were looking for and burned her at the stake, and the witch, while she was burning, cursed the Wayne family for every generation onward from that point. The next major contender in the Wayne family was Mad Anthony Wayne, who is an actual historical figure, which is pretty funny, that was adapted into Batman lore. And he served as a soldier under George Washington. He had a brief run in politics, but since that didn't really suit him, he went back to being a soldier. He earned the nickname Mad Anthony Wayne from his tendency to charge the redcoats in battle like a maddened bull. He also had the pleasure of meeting Batman, Robin, and Superman on another one of their time-traveling escapades. Superman actually punched him in the face. So, that's pretty cool, I guess. The next major contender in the Wayne family is somebody that has been in more recent comics, not the newest ones, but a while back, and his name is Thomas Wayne. However, this is not the Thomas Wayne that is Batman's father. This is another Thomas Wayne who was not so upstanding. He actually lived around the same time as Mad Anthony Wayne. He was a devil worshipper that gained near immortality through arcane dealings and worship of the arcane god Barbados. He lived throughout many more generations of the Wayne family under the alias Dr. Simon Hurt and caused Batman a ton of grief. Much later on, Dr. Hurt was actually defeated by none other than the Joker, because the Joker had had enough of his antics and took it upon himself to be the main tormentor of Batman. So he dosed Dr. Hurt with paralyzing Joker venom and buried him alive. Which was probably a pretty fitting end. However, Batman suspected later on that Dr. Hurt might still be alive. So, it's up in the air. The next two members of the Wayne family, Solomon and Joshua Wayne, both were major contenders in both the introduction of the company Wayne Enterprises and the building of Gotham City as like a major city in America. Despite the fact that both Solomon and Joshua Wayne co-founded Wayne Enterprises, Judge Solomon Wayne was actually the mastermind behind most of the inner dealings of Gotham City. He actually, in modern-day Gotham, has a courthouse named after him. The fact that they were so involved with Gotham City from the start amassed a lot of wealth for both of them, and they were involved with the building of many major buildings in Gotham and the establishment of the city itself, which then in turn made them even more rich in the Gotham City scene. Their immediate descendants, such as their children, upheld morals and ethics in standing with ecological friendliness, and they never cut any corners in the building of their company. They wanted it to be perfectly upstanding and professional. In building Wayne Enterprises and most of Gotham City, they laid the foundation for their future descendant who would eventually become Batman. Now we fast forward a little bit to the modern day era of the Wayne family with Silas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's great uncle. Bruce Wayne, taking on the role of a philanthropist and a playboy, naturally attracted a lot of attention, both negative and positive, while his great uncle Silas was more on the negative side. He saw Bruce as irresponsible, not worthy to be running the company, and Bruce, for the most part, didn't really care, but since it was one of his only remaining family members, he wanted to prove himself to his great uncle. So he decided to try and do that through a series of events kind of manipulated by him to gain Silas's trust. However, Silas was a little old and crotchety and didn't really approve of anything until the very last thing that Bruce did, which involved Batman, the persona of Batman, making an appearance. Because this final feat involved both Batman and Bruce Wayne, it kind of stumped his uncle, kind of left him more confused than really in approval-giving mood. So on Silas's deathbed, Bruce approached him and revealed his secret, which is a pretty safe bet because his uncle was about to die anyways. But it finally gave his great uncle the peace that he was seeking. Silas Wayne had a brother named Elwood, who was the current lord of Waynemoor Castle in England in modern day. Before Silas's death, Elwood was actually on his deathbed, and he decided to summon most of his remaining relatives to England to discuss the terms of his will and property and all of that stuff. This included Silas, Wilhelmina Wayne, Elwood's niece, Evelyn Wayne, a missionary and reverend from Asia, Jeremy Wayne, a Australian ranch worker, and his great-nephew, Bruce Wayne. During the events of this event, a man dressed in knight's armor appeared, claiming to be Harold, the original caretaker of Waynemoor Castle. If you remember, that was the first ancestor that we went over. He attacked the group numerously until they discovered that the knight was in fact Elwood Wayne's butler, Asquith. Asquith inexplicably died at the exact same moment as Elwood did, which is kinda creepy, but it was during the course of these events that Bruce Wayne discovered, through research, that Lauren had killed his brother Harold. And now we come to the final vestiges of the Wayne family, ending kind of with Thomas Wayne, Silas and Elwood's nephew, who fell in love with and married Martha Kane. Much against the wishes of both of the families. It was almost kind of a Romeo and Juliet scenario, except with less stabbing and death. But you can guess it, both Martha and Thomas Wayne gave birth to their son, their one and only son, Bruce Wayne. Their son Bruce was named for Thomas's brother, Bruce N. Wayne, who was a renowned West Coast detective. Thomas was a doctor of critical acclaim. He was a surgeon. He inherited Wayne Enterprises from his family, but his interest wasn't really there, and so while he would still be in charge of the company, he would be found constantly at the Gotham Central Hospital, acting as doctor on duty, doing surgeries. He really was a people person, and wanted to be intrinsically involved with the life of Gotham City, especially in its betterment. He was well known for combating the poverty and the crime in Gotham City with kindness and care, and that's why it was way more important for him to be at the hospital than it was to be at Wayne Enterprises. He made such an impact in Gotham City that, and this is widely up for debate depending on who you ask, they raised a lot of attention that was negative, and whether or not the man that gunned them down in the alley did it on purpose or if he was just a random mugger, they were shot down in Crime Alley, in front of their son Bruce Wayne, which gave birth to the Batman. This brings us to the final and current descendant of the Wayne family, Bruce Wayne, who is Batman. I'm pretty sure most of us know that, but I figured I'd share that. And there are other descendants too that deserve honorable mention. We have obviously all of Batman's wards, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, so on and so forth, and Batman's actual biological son, Damian Wayne, who is the current Robin in continuity. There is potentially another Wayne member who posed as Lincoln March, who was working for the Court of Owls. It's never been revealed if he actually was who he claimed to be, because he claimed to be Thomas Wayne Jr., Bruce's brother, who had allegedly died in a car crash after an attempt was made on Martha Wayne's life. She may or may not have lost the baby, but that's part of the continuity too. That brings us to the end of the Wayne family history video. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, more historical meanings behind certain things in the Batman mythos or other superheroes, please let me know in the comments below. Also let me know in the comments what kind of videos you guys would like to see going forward, because I'm doing this for you, and I want to make sure your voices are heard and that I can get content out that you guys want to learn more about. So like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, Gothamites.